order. Roll call, Phyllis.
Ken Meyer.
Present.
And Bill Carbach, absent.
Bill's absent. I'm here. Okay, first thing on the agenda is the asphalt bids. Is that what it is, Jeremy? Excuse me?
It's street material, equipment, and labor.
Yeah. Street material, equipment, and labor. First thing, is this the advertisement for that? Is that what this is, Paul? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need to make the legal notice a matter of record. So, second.
Which do you know?
Oh, shoot, why didn't I do that? I did not put the minutes down here. Minutes were emailed. Motion to approve. Second. Okay, we have the asphalt and street material and equipment rental. What happened to the knife I used to have up here? Is it, don't have it up here anymore? They had a knife, didn't they?
You used that before, but I don't know where you kept it.
I guess we'll just open up the old-fashioned way then.
Finger.
Give me that. Got a knife on you, Jeremy?
Nate probably does. Or Matt does. Matt, you carry a pocket knife? You carry a pocket knife?
Mary's springing into action out there.
I think Matt does.
That's got a knife.
Women have everything in
I
their
thought we had a knife up here, but we don't have one. Thank you. Okay, this is, I'll let Tim open them, Tim can have them.
All right, we advertised for taking sealed bids this evening at the Board of Works meeting. First bid that's submitted for materials is submitted by Wayne Asphalt of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Jeremy, how do you want me to?
I just take a look at, make sure everything, the legal
Okay.
parts are there, and then Jeremy's going to have to review them.
All right. Form 96 is submitted. Hope it's signed. Non-collusion affidavit, and it is signed properly. Bid bond in the amount of 10% of the bid is submitted. Proof of insurance. Do you want me to read any of these?
No, I don't think, Tim.
Okay, this is just, there's numerous bids submitted for street materials, equipment, and labor for 2015. Next bid submitted is submitted by Brooks Construction Company out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Again, it's bid for street materials, equipment, and labor. Bid bond in the amount of 10% of the bid is submitted. Form 96 is submitted, properly signed. Various bids are submitted for the materials advertised, as well as labor and next bid is submitted by U.S. Aggregates out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
They bought the Meshburger quarries. That's where they are.
Bid bond in the amount of 10% is submitted. Form 96 is signed. Various bids are submitted with regard to materials.
don't think we received anything from Stone Street. Did you buy much from them?
Well, on this bid should
Oh, okay.
reflect.
Okay.
Next bid is submitted by Dave Lugerbell Excavating and Trucking.
Yeah.
This is for machine hire. Is that right?
Yep. Yep.
Machine hire, and then we will also have some trucking offered in there also. Okay.
By the hour, I would have.
By the hour, and then also stuff delivered. Okay.
By the ton.
There's a bid amount of $21,300 included on Form 96. Form 96 is signed. And do not see a bid bond.
Did you keep that?
I'll have to check on that, Jeremy. I do not see a bid bond submitted with the bid.
Each bid shall be accompanied by a security in amount of
There you go.
10%.
There we go. I'm sorry. Bank money orders is submitted for $215. Thank you, fellas.
You really should paperclip that, so you don't lose it in the envelope.
All right. Next bid.
He came over.
Dave don't get to town very often.
Next bid submitted by Fleming Excavating, Inc. It's for street materials, equipment, and labor. Numerous bids are submitted, both for machine hire and materials. Form 96 submitted, properly signed. Bid bond in the amount of 10% of the contract is submitted.
Jeremy, last year I think we took these all under advisement, and did we award them?
2 weeks.
Huh?
Took them under advisement for 2
And at the next meeting then? Okay.
Motion to do that.
Motion second.
Code update.
What's it look like?
That's what he... Yeah.
I can see it now.
Okay. Thank you. We need to make a matter of record the contract we have with Crow Horwath. I don't know how that slipped through the cracks, but Crow Horwath is doing the bond financial analysis for the sewer bonds. We never did that. We accepted the bid, but we never, or the quote, I mean, and told them to do the work, but we never made that a matter of record, so.
So moved.
Yeah. Motion, second, passed. How you coming down there? Because the next item I have involves you, Cam, so. The old train warehouse, yeah. And while Cam's doing that, I'll
Geneva
just... Yeah, the Geneva one. The Historical Society stepped forward and would fund part of it. They fund $1,000 of that. We're estimating that it's going to be about $2,500 from Fleming. I guess we need to make that a matter of right. Are we going to use Fleming, or are we going to...
Yes.
Yes, I mean, because they're going to do all the loading, everything, so at the council meeting, then we'll have to approve $1,000 is what the
Historical
Society is going to give, so we need $1,500, so Phyllis recommends we take that out of common council funds, so we'll bring that up at the council meeting. But you're making a motion, Ken, then, to use Fleming to do this?
Yep.
Okay, I'll second that.
After I found out what all he was including.
Yeah, that's fine.
Makes sense.
Look, a couple things, Jeremy, I don't know if you want to... Jeremy's got a couple job openings. We had Sam Brown, works for the street department. He submitted his letter of resignation. He's going to go to work for Adams County.
There's the resignation.
I don't think so. My personal opinion, Sam Brown, he can't stay anywhere more than a couple of years. He's going to move on. I bet you over his career, he's moved around 20 times. Serious. I just disappointed, but hey, that's
How long does
his.
he work for us? Is that all?
Yeah.
Wow.
He just wants to go back to running some other equipment that we don't have, supposedly. Who knows?
Jeremy's probably more disappointed than I am in it, because,
He worked out real well.
Yeah.
It's just-
so anyhow, Jeremy,
Who knows what the underlying...
Mhm.
Wants to leave, wants to leave.
yeah, that's right. And then we have also Dave Schaefer.
Started February the 2nd of 1975. He will be retiring June the 15th of this year. I've received both letters. I've submitted them both to Phyllis. The thing with Dave is Dave's got so much knowledge. He's vertical into the water department.
Yeah. He knows where a water line is. Yeah, you dig over here, he'll find it over there. You know, it's just experience and being around for 40 years.
We need some time with Dave, moving the people around. There's a lot of interest internally to fill these positions. Obviously, that creates a hole on the backside. It's really kind of exciting because the guys do have some interest of moving forward and trying to better themselves. I can't wait a real long time to start the process. The internal process is lengthy, just in itself. But I'd like to get both of these going here in the short term, so I can get somebody with Dave and kind of pick his brain. I've learned so much from that man in the last couple of years. It's just unreal. He knows a lot, and I just hate to wait till the last day.
How old is he? How old is he?
I think it's either 64 or 65. He's one of the two.
65.
65, yeah.
So, I guess at this point, I just would like permission to post in-house. I wouldn't move anybody until we're full on the back end also, and then just move everybody, up together. That way we're not creating any holes. The way it plays out, I would be too short on the street department, so that's the way the interest is looking. Going into construction season, I really don't want to be that short. So I have talked with Dan. Dan's all right with going ahead and getting somebody.
Dan Ricker. Yeah, I have no problem with it. We maybe have a position doubled up there for maybe a month or two at the most, but I think it's better to be prepared when they leave, so, yeah.
Motion to proceed with advertising the job or whatever.
Okay, I'll second that. Next thing, Jeremy, we have is some paving and some sidewalks.
We've just opened up asphalt bids. I hadn't really got to that portion of it. I started on the equipment.
Excuse me, let me back up just a minute. I forgot. We need to make Sam Brown's note of resigning a matter of record. Second.
Did we previously make Dave's?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I think at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, go ahead.
Anyhow, we're talking about a lot of different things. All your Main Street groups and greater Decatur groups are talking about a lot of different things that they would like to see. A lot of those groups have been in contact with me through other individuals, Cam, Larry, so on and so forth, about different ideas. One of the things that, we've talked about Adams Street, we've talked about Winchester Street, we've talked about First Street, we've talked about 7th Street, we've talked about a lot of these different areas. For an example, like Adams Street and Winchester Street, some of these are getting in really bad shape. And, we're gonna have to pave these in the short term. I hate to go through and spend all the money paving them if you guys have, the idea or the thought of sidewalks, so on and so forth. Especially, Winchester's probably the worst once you get south and once you get in some of those places. Some of them are patchable, but patching only gets you a couple of years. Then you're still back in the same situation that you're in. I just hate to spend a couple $100,000 in these areas, still have the water under the pavement because the sidewalks are lower than the street. And be right back into this in another 6 or 8 or 10 years. The water getting under the walks itself. So I guess what I'm after is, do you guys have some direction? Are you thinking that you're going to want to do some of this stuff, over the next couple of years? Or
Give us...
kind of what's your thoughts?
Well, I think part of that ties into expanding the trail system from Legion Park all the way up to 5 Points. We were trying to do that. That was part of the Stellar. So, yeah, it kind of ties in with what our plan is anyhow, the one side of the street anyhow. And those would be 8-foot sidewalks, I believe. On the other side, if we're going to put sidewalks in and replace them, we're probably talking about a 5-foot sidewalk.
5-foot walk.
Right. Okay. So,
I'd like to do the whole thing in Winchester Street. Are you talking $1 million, $5 million?
No.
He's just not the whole street, right? I mean, you're talking...
I would mill and pave the street. And
But you'd like to do the sidewalks first.
Yeah, somebody through the sidewalk fund and other funds would have to pay for the walks.
Yeah.
I mean, part of, and I sent it out to you guys there before, but I know what Greg is going to propose today is that sidewalk is, that trail that we're not really going to include in Stellar, and we got to do it
In-house.
Yeah, on our own, basically, yeah.
in 7th Street for that matter.
Yeah. So Jeremy got some prices. Let's just go down to the numbers maybe. On the, I don't know what side you call that, south side of Winchester Street, from 5 Points to Arnold Lumber. Because from Arnold Lumber through the Legion Park, the sidewalks are in good shape. But that's $19,000, I think, wasn't it, Jeremy?
The east side, which is the white side.
I think it's on the second page, Jeremy.
That's the wrong one. I've got a whole bunch of these all together.
John, where did you say from where to where?
From like where Arnold Lumber is, all the way to 5 Points. That one side, replacing those sidewalks is $19,000.
The original, in the strategic investment plan, it was to do that route and take it over to First Street and tie it in. But,
19,210.
at this time, it makes no sense to do First Street.
Yeah, 'cause we're gonna tear it all up, when we get to the sewer project.
How much do we have left over in the sidewalk budget this year?
That's, you'd have to ask Phyllis that she watches all that.
Did we have any carryover from 2014 to 15 on sidewalk?
I think that money just automatically goes back to the general fund, doesn't it, Phyllis? Or does it stay in that sidewalk fund?
It stays in the state.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
I'll have to check it.
So anyhow, on the other side of the street, not the trail side, I'll put it on the west side, I guess. That about 13,000.
About 13.
So you got $32,000 to get us all the way to Arnold Lumber.
That would get you all the way to, almost to Elm Street.
Oh, so that would get us past,
West Legion Park, right at the end of Legion Park. 'Cause
that was kind of truck repair, to get us past that?
There's a shorter stretch of like $5,000 in front of Adams County truck repair. And then everything's done until you get south of the river.
So is it worthwhile to do this in phases, like do that this year and something next year? Where, you know, that way we could maybe afford it a little easier?
Potentially, and what I'd like to do is mill a little extra off, because the last couple times that was been paved, it's just been overlaid. So you're a good, probably 3 inches higher than what you need to be.
Yeah.
The last time that was paved, it was just paved over the potholes,
Yeah.
and they only put about an inch on it.
And if you're gonna do sidewalks, it makes more sense to go lower,
Right.
so that you
Get it
can
down low,
come up with a
gas
decent
goes
curb.
down, so that your sidewalks aren't so high
Right.
going
Right.
into the home.
So,
So you're saying the east side's 19,000, the west side's 13,000?
yeah,
13 because it's a narrower.
it's only 5 foot wide.
Right.
But then
Do we have to buy any right-of-way, or we're okay there?
We're okay there.
Okay.
Yes, and I shot that 13 number pretty
See, I
high.
wanna
because
make
some
sure
of
we're
those
legal
blocks
here.
are already done
I was
on that
assuming
side.
we had the right of way.
When I measured it yesterday, they were still covered up full of snow, so I just figured doing them all, but we're not,
Yeah.
there's probably 3 homes there that you would have to do.
Okay.
That-
Well, and
that number's low.
in front of Legion Park, that's a good sidewalk. That was only put
That
in
was just done.
5 years ago or less, I don't know. Yeah.
2006 or 7 during a trail.
Really? Okay,
I
good.
think, I don't know if you mentioned this, Jeremy, sorry, but you shared with me earlier, the Parks Department is doing some enhancements in Legion Park that would really kind of tie everything together too, I mean, from the existing trail through Legion to this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at...
So what are you after tonight? You asked for funding for the sidewalks? Is that what you're after?
Just kind of some direction, because there's a lot of projects coming up this year. I need to
Uh-huh.
really start getting some of this stuff together and figuring out what you guys like.
Well, I think we put 25,000 aside every year for sidewalks in our seeded fund. So we may not use all of that, but there's 20,000. I don't know how much is left from this year.
20 or
So,
25, did you say?
25 we put in every year.
when you say Adams Street, are you talking from Second to the highway?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Part of Adams has been paved through sewer projects. The worst part is getting between 5th and
5th and 13th.
about 8th.
But does that need all sidewalks too?
It would need to be in time, especially if you're going to do something on 7th Street.
Are some of those,
You want to get everything tied together.
are some of those 8 foot
Yeah.
also? Then we're all 5?
Those are all 4s, 4.5s. Some of them are 5s.
Okay.
They're
So you got $34,000 to get basically half of Winchester. The part we got to get to Line Street, but that's where I think we have decent sidewalks from Line on out
Yeah.
to Village Green Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
That was put in years ago. We had a county federal aid job that did all of that. It's probably been 20 years now.
But from Elm Street to Line Street,
Could be a
Bad
second
too.
year. Yeah,
It's
right.
bad.
Yeah.
really bad.
Well, then there's a new one through by our park there, they put a new sign.
Yeah, that's nice. And Arnold Lumber has a nice sidewalk there too. So
I just hate to go through at this point and do a lot of paving and thinking. that-
I think you might as well do the sidewalks. Yeah.
Are you talking about doing Adams and 7th as well? Or
Well,
not?
It was the 7th kind of...
We gotta see what kind
Per
of money.
year?
How much money do we
Per
have?
year?
Well, I mean,
How much money's we
do you have an idea what the cost, let me ask you
I've
this.
got it all here.
yeah.
Do you have the ability to do the wider trail on the one side and then do the other side of the sidewalks at a later time or not?
Depends on how quick you're gonna pave it. I like to mill it.
It's easier to put sidewalks in and
Both,
then
and then do
pave it.
do the paving.
Yeah, you match up everything easier.
So Phyllis is
Phil,
saying not 25,000?
No.
It's 45,000. I
We
forgot we put that,
We put 20,000 in there, so
council.
every council could put some in. We're gonna take that away from you now
So it's
and put it to the
45,000
project.
annually, part of that, yeah.
We're looking at a big project like that, neat.
speaking from stellar thing, but I think it makes absolute sense to do the Winchester Trail. You commit to that, at least from Legion to
5 points.
5 points, and just say we just did it ourselves. That's a success.
Mm-hmm.
And I would suggest we even look at 7th Street.
Yep. I agree.
From 2nd to 7th. And
I think Monroe, there's not a whole lot we can do on Monroe, right?
That's a federal highway, so,
And
yeah.
Adams, I mean,
You know, you have, don't take this wrong, you have a lot worse areas than what it is along Monroe Street.
right.
You know, you could work with the state and try to do something out there, but I think our money would be better spent off of the state right away.
State right away, yeah, I agree. Okay, Jeremy, how much are we talking on 7th Street? Let's say Winchester and 7th, if we get those done.
From Adams to Monroe, correct?
Right.
And Jefferson to...
We got in front of the new police station. We have that then, but that's really just a small section.
Is there a sidewalk in front of the fire department right now?
No.
No, there would be
Yeah.
through this project. Okay. Got 3 different numbers here, because they figured it, you know, just in kind of in phases here. Adams to Jefferson is $11,050. Jefferson to Monroe is $18,190. And there's a little tie-in for $5,200.
How much was Jefferson to Monroe? 18,000?
190.
Okay.
So you're looking
And then we
around
got-
35,000 for everything?
$35,000 for that, yes.
So you got that other little spur on Jefferson from 7th to the railroad
Which I
track.
could probably help you out with that one. That one deals with some ADA stuff that we need to get worked out anyhow.
Railroad. Okay, and how much is that section?
$5,200.
52.
Where do we, I mean, start incorporating the design on 7th Street?
You still had back with me.
Tony has it.
I'll send him another email in the morning and see what...
So it's kind of ironic, we got 34,000 on Winchester, and we got 34,000 on 7th,
Yeah.
basically.
And when we do 7th, lighting will come later?
Cam just asked him that, yeah.
We're still trying to work...
Tony Murray was with Mark Riley, he's on the Main Street group,
Right.
and he was going to give Jeremy some ideas about some lighting
We're
around
going
there.
to basically go down there and go through a design and sit down and discuss it, but we've still not heard anything from him.
Is he working with Kevin McCrory on that, Cam?
I don't think so. I think he's just working with the Main Street group. It's kind of separate from the Main Street though, because it's really not downtown.
And maybe we just need to ask Tony, maybe he would be fine with Kevin doing it. I mean, what I'm thinking here is that in our next council meeting, they're going to come with this downtown design plan, which Kevin is involved in designing streetscapes for 2nd Street area. I would sure think for a little bit more, he could replicate
that on 7th.
That on
do
7th.
a design,
Match.
incorporate, talk,
Did you
residents,
see that
everybody.
email on wetlands? 1,400. So he saved us money there.
Good.
So, but, I mean, just in difference to Tony, do we need to?
Well, we just go to Kevin. Well, ask Tony, we had him involved, so we should follow through with that. And just maybe mention to him, if he wants us to have Kevin look at it, he'll just have Kevin look at it. Basically, all we're doing is thinking about putting some lighting on, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Have a design and just...
And that'll be,
We don't want to do something different there that's going to take away from everything else that you're doing.
and we own the majority of the property,
We own the
so,
majority of the
the fire station, the police station, we own all that, so
Yeah.
we can really put the lights where we want them.
But we're not just talking a telephone pole, though.
No,
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 Talking about a nice looking decorative.
More decorative, similar to what you're talking about downtown.
I think I think Kevin, because he's the one that did up all the plans even for Hannah Nutman.
Right,
Right.
kind of who he is, yeah.
I mean, I think he could probably sit down with different parties there and come up with a...
I'm sure he could, yeah.
That's what I
I'm
think,
very
too.
confident with him, yeah. So, got 34,000 on 7th Street, we got 34 on Winchester.
68 plus, and we got 45 in
If
the...
you did, if you threw in Adams, what are you talking about?
I didn't get prices on Adams, no.
Is Adams as bad sidewalks?
The first little bit is not all that bad. It's not near as bad as Winchester.
And Jeremy, on 7th Street, right now, you're only talking the west side.
Correct. Because there wouldn't be any paving or anything. If we were going to pave it, there would be different, a total different story.
Okay.
The pavement's still in really good shape. So,
Okay. So you got 34, 34, I don't know. Really, I'd like to just go all the way to Line Street if we possibly could. Could you get some numbers on that?
I'll get you
Just some numbers from
And
Legion
it's
Park.
It's liable to get cheaper as we go.
Yeah. We got Legion Park all the way to Line, and in the meantime, everybody kind of drives down there and look at it. No, we don't have to make a decision. He's just wanting some guidance. Sounds to me like we do want to do Winchester. We do want to do 7th.
Yeah.
So,
I just don't want to go out and start paving and stuff, not knowing.
Right.
You know, we've been talking about a lot of this stuff, but the time's now.
Do you have to relocate any utilities?
There may be one fire hydrant that could be in close, but for the most part, we're putting, other than where we're making it wider, you're taking it out, and putting it back.
Are you,
in the same spot.
do you have good sewer and water lines running through
Pretty
there?
decent, yeah.
So you're
they
not
just
gonna,
did on Adams Street, they just redid all of that, didn't, I mean, in the last 5 years, the sewer lines.
A majority of it, not all of it, but the majority. I mean, there's still a little bit to do on Adams, but Winchester.
You got it going over there, don't you?
I think we'd be okay at this point.
Well, this will give us some time then. Phyllis can check and see what was left over from last year. And we know we had 45,000, we can make that decision, want to spend all of that, or majority of that, or what. And then that would give Phyllis a little opportunity to see what we have in other funds.
Yeah. Are you suggesting that if we go all the way to Line, that the overall project, if we bid it out as one, it would go down? You said we might...
I think over time,
The more you do, the cheaper it
probably
gets.
won't be a large bid. We will probably maybe do it in phases with a couple contractors.
Okay.
But it's larger quantities. So it's more of, you've got more lateral feet.
you can do what I would suggest you do is you do the Winchester Street as one project, you do 7th Street as a second,
yeah.
and you can bid out both and just
We'll get
come up with
prices.
a couple of...
Right now, I think Hitchcock gave Jeremy some ideas of
He
what
gave
it's
me
going to cost.
numbers, good numbers. I'm calling them budget numbers, but they're good numbers.
Now-
Concrete went up again this year, so your square foot price went up a little bit.
In doing 7th Street, we're going to do a nicer lighting than we're doing on other residential areas, okay? So if we're going to do nicer lighting, should the concrete be unique? I mean, should we stamp it or anything, or?
That's kind of up to you guys, whatever you're thinking on your design and such.
How much extra is that?
I'd just be happy to get a good sidewalk myself.
You're about $4 more a square foot.
Stamp it.
Just stamp it, $4 additional.
Did he give you, how many square feet you got there? Did he give that to you?
They're all.
Yeah, they're all, never mind. That's good.
There's a bunch of square feet.
And you're looking about $4.25 a square foot now, just for reference.
So almost double?
It's almost double.
Wow.
Well, okay, let's just go with regular.
I think plain old concrete look real nice.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, if you could then get a price from,
In a perfect world.
from Legion Park and also on the other side where, who owns that?
Jeez.
Isn't that terrible?
Canby?
No.
Cooks.
Cook, Jay Cook.
I've got all
Jay from Jay Cooks.
I've got all this here. I just don't have Adams and some of them that.
But you don't have from Jay Cooks on that side of the street,
Just
all the way to
down-
Line.
Just down to Studebaker.
Okay.
But I've got some numbers that I can go on further.
Okay.
Didn't we
do
just
that.
pave Studebaker?
We did the park.
No, we are paving it this year.
Okay.
We need to change some water services. We changed a few water services last year over on the other.
A couple of them got froze last year.
And that kind of gets me into another topic of, we're going to be paving Studebaker, Everhart, Bush Street, some of those that we did water work on last year. I'm letting them settle for a year. We will continue on the water main replacement down in Charlie's district. We're having some issues down there with some pressure and such. So we will, once the weather breaks, continue to work towards homes.
The paving you're talking about, though, it comes out of MVH Street.
Correct.
So it's in the budget, it's just,
Correct.
I guess we're asking Jeremy to pick out what needs to be done.
So paving kind of changed over the last couple of years because we're going back and fixing what's broken before we pave.
But really, from the sidewalk, I mean, we're talking maybe focusing on Winchester 7th Street, and what you're suggesting is that 45 that we had previously kind of all divvied up, is that we just maybe for a year say, focus
Going this
To
way.
this big
It
project.
might be 2 years. If the following year we end up going, or this year we end up going all the way to Elm Street on Winchester, and next year we go from Adams, we start, but we can address that next year too. So just do it the same way. All right, I'll give you some guidance on which way. Appreciate it.
The next meeting.
All right. Hey, thank you. Okay, one item, I got some contact concerning Melissa Norby, where she's located here. I wanted to open it up for discussion. I more or less thought that we put her down on Elm Street just because process of elimination. We didn't have a lot of choices. Parks Board was kind of reluctant. I don't mean to put Larry on the spot, he just came in here, but they were kind of reluctant to put Melissa out there at Riverside. Had kind of laid out here what we wanted to do. No matter what we do, I think we need to review it 3 to 6 months down the road and say, okay, hey, how's this working? Where do we really want her permanently? I know Bill Carbach's not here, he's in Florida, but he suggested that we station Melissa here at City Hall in the conference room that we have right now for a trial period. And then we move the conference table, well, not the one that's in there, but the old table we used to have upstairs, bring that back into the council chambers, and we put it in the back of the room. If you want to have a meeting, you can do it around that table too. So I just really open it up for discussion.
What? I would think she's going to be pretty mobile, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's already gone to numerous meetings that I know of. I don't think she's had an actual meeting here at City Hall.
Bill Carbach kind of tossed out the idea of up here. My opinion was put her in there.
That's what Bill suggested.
Yeah.
He told me, we got a new computer in, new printer and everything. We got a new telephone for her. And I'm reluctant to move her to Elm Street if we want to change that idea.
I'm sorry, her desk, the desk she's using, is that what you would move in here?
No, I don't think it's big enough for what we get around. The conference table she has in there really is what I call a 6-person conference table. I think you need something a little bit bigger. I don't know.
Only reason I asked that is, I'm wondering if that would...
Fit up here better? Yeah.
A 6-person conference table.
And I guess it comes back to, if we expand, this is not right, but if the planning commission gets expanded, right, you have to add more seats, don't you?
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
expanded already.
It's 9 now, I think.
If we established a fringe zone, then I think
That
that
goes
goes
to
to 11.
11, so you have 2 more. Yeah.
If that conference room needed to be used by a group, then she's not involved in that discussion. She just leave, couldn't she? Or it could come in here.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying there.
We had that set up for another conference room.
Conference room, if you want to have a small group of 6 people or less.
They could come in this room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You put the big table in the back of the room where Nate's at right now, and we move Melissa into that room. What we do with that conference table, there's 6 nice chairs there too. you know, we'd have to determine that.
Kind of use
You can use them back there, the break room, yes. Because in the break room right now, we got chairs just like out here. We bought enough chairs to do city council chambers and the break room in the back, so whatever we want to do, you know, again, I think it's going to be a trial basis for the next 3 to 6 months, and then we review it. And
I just like
see
the
how it works.
visibility ever being here, I guess.
She might not, you know, I think, I do think it's a much better, maybe it's not ideal, but I think it's a better solution than Elm Street, mainly because she is now visible and, you know.
Yeah, I like the idea of having her located here, not necessarily there, but for now, I think for 3 to 6 months, that's what we should
Try it.
Try it, and then
That's fine.
look at it again.
I just didn't want to move her down to Elm Street, and we moved all the computers and stuff.
But we do have a new office down in Elm Street, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we remodeled, didn't we, Jeremy? You told me it was complete, so if you want to go down and look at it, basically, he just changed it. And we could move a conference table down there, too. Jeremy, you have very often that you have meetings that you need to...
It won't be a wasted space regardless of what you guys decide.
Yeah. You take the chairs that's up in this conference room, take them back there, because they're nice chairs, and you take some of these down to Elm Street and have Jeremy use for a conference room down there. That's basically... And then, like I said, 3 to 6 months, we can review it, and if we want to change some things, we can do that. Is that kind of agreement that we want to do that we want to locate her here? Yeah. To me, it didn't matter. I don't think so. I think it was just consensus that we all want to...
3 years, 5 years down the road,
You can always change.
the upstairs might have an office for her.
That may be changing faster than we think.
Well-
I'll be honest with you. I was approached by someone with community corrections, and they wanted to review it about using that. So I took them upstairs, showed them around,
They're
15,
growing.
20 minutes, and they said, hey, do you care if we kind of walk around and look at things? I forgot they were here. 2 hours later, they come back and say, hey, we're getting ready to leave. So they spent some time up there, so they're interested. We don't know where that'll take. I did take the liberty to contact Jack Daniel, who headed our renovation here. He's going to come down and talk to them next week.
Good.
And I don't, maybe nothing will come from it, but I think Jack would lead us the right way for, you know, the plumbing issues, the electrical issues, and all those things, and the remodeling, and whatever it takes, so.
Not to put a whole, from wrenching the cock here, but if we have that interested in a potential tenant, should we delay?
I thought that same thing, Cam. What's doing with our old city hall? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I'd sure love to help them out, but
Okay, Phyllis,
I
you
know,
need
I
to-
just turned to the Democrat.
Well, you just have
We
to
can
legal
pull it out,
notice
yeah.
that we're going to have...
We don't
Yeah,
wait it.
that's right.
We can.
Yeah.
Would they be interested in that, you think?
I'm just saying that, well, I'm thinking about the potential use of that space. I guess I'm dreaming. There's been some conversation, and we talked about, I think the chamber might be interested in co-locating. Would that...
And that would make more
be a
sense
better
than-
space for them than
Corrections.
there, but if we still work with...
Or economic development.
I mean, they're really wanting to get tenants.
They're really wanting out of where they are.
Yeah.
I think it's...
And I don't know how much
Star
space,
insurance.
if they want 3/4 of the space upstairs, or the whole space upstairs, I don't know.
I mean, I know that they're currently
All of it?
not involved in the judicial center.
They're not.
We don't know.
That's what Ian told me, that they were not included in the justice center. Huh?
Does the elevator work?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's one of their issues, is ADA.
I'm just...
I took them up through the elevator when we went
Okay,
up.
thank you.
Wasn't the old jail, the current jail, proposed part of that?
No, what they were doing there, I think community correction, whenever they do something, 3 to 5 years from now, if they do it then, but that's my dig. They would use the work release.
Work release, not the jail.
And not the jail, it's a little building behind. Most people have never even seen it, you know, they don't even go in there. But it's a nice building. I was there for a couple meetings.
I just see what
That was-
Cam's saying, and, you know, what's the best fit for that space
But at the same time, and we can sell that.
One in.
But if we were to delay it, I mean, if there were tenants for 3 years.
Have a seat, we'll get to you here, all right? Yeah.
Chris explained it to me.
Yeah, that's fine, have a seat, yeah, any way you want, sit down there. We'll get to you here in a minute.
Appreciate it.
So, I think maybe it'd be good for Jack Daniel to meet with them to see what their needs are. Or they can explain their needs better than I can, so.
Well, when you have him talk to them, or when he talks to them, maybe introduce
Yeah,
the
sure,
building
sure,
at the same time.
we'll mention that to them. Yeah. I forget how many square feet they have over there. I can't remember.
Like Bill said, one of their main problems is
ADA. Well, see, we have an ADA issue over there too, you know, so.
We do, but we do have it. I mean, it is, we have the lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the bathrooms down there.
Oh.
No.
So,
And coming in
yeah.
the
We'll
back
see.
entrances.
And community corrections is growing quickly.
Boo!
And that's, you know, we were talking about, when we bought this facility, that, hey, we were going to take care of the first floor. I think the second floor is coming along a little quicker than we ever anticipated, but hey, let's look at it, see what it is. Okay, so I didn't want to report that. What else did we have here? Dan's not here. Open house, when do we want to, so we're in agreement that Melissa's going to be located here for the time being only. Okay, all right. Open house.
You said a Saturday, Wednesday?
A Wednesday and a Saturday. I was thinking of doing it pretty soon, but Phyllis reminded me that the weekend I picked was the same weekend as the Spotlight, so that wasn't very smart. So
next week?
let's just wait till April. Weather
Not
hopefully will be
really, I
nice.
mean, I kind of thought of that. I thought, why couldn't you tie it in with Spotlight?
Well, if you're working it.
Yeah, I'm going to be out here quite
Quite a bit.
most of the...
That's a good reason.
From 9 to 12, I'm sure I'm going to be there.
Well, I'm going to be out there too, but I thought, well...
Yeah. So, think about, we don't have to do this right
When's spring break?
I think...
It's the March 23rd through...
Last day of school is 20th.
20th.
23rd through 27th.
23rd through the 27th.
So maybe leave until April.
Yeah, I'd say the first weekend of April is probably the best. Well, now we got to worry about Easter too. Or do we? When is Easter?
That
5th?
first weekend, 5th, I believe.
5th?
Yep.
I don't have my book of all times with me. So, anyhow, think about it, we can make that decision at the next meeting, but would like to get the word out to the public, we're going to have an open house. Greg and Mike, they'll have an open house on their building
June.
later. May, June, whatever, but let's get them in there first, so.
Well, why wait 2 weeks to decide? Well, we just, I mean...
Decide it now? That's fine with me. When's Easter?
The 14th of this month isn't good, but what about the 21st or the 28th?
Well, 21st is spring break.
Okay, the 28th is people coming back from spring break.
Right.
So now you look at the first weekend.
First weekend of April is Easter weekend.
But if you still had it,
Look on
March.
your, when is Easter?
Or do
I don't know, my thing doesn't
Oh, it
say.
doesn't.
the 11th.
If you,
8th and
April
11th.
8th and 11th.
April 8th and 11th.
It's fine.
I liked your idea of a Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah, there's a few hours each time, you know, people. I'm gonna...
April 8th and 11th?
Yeah. We can announce that at the city council meeting then. Okay, sir, I'm not sure who you are. If you can tell us your name, you're up.
John?
John Matthews,
That's who I thought you were, but I wasn't sure.
right here, fine?
Yes, you're fine. Well, excuse me. Nate, do we have to go into that?
Do you want to hear it on the recording?
Yep,
Yeah.
you gotta go...
We're recording the meeting, John, so
that's fine.
excuse me. Yeah, you might turn that on.
Well, you're official.
Put that red light on.
Red button will be a light on it.
Yeah, I think your battery's going on.
I knew we should have some backup batteries here.
Just has hold for 2 seconds.
It came on then?
Yep. Good right there. Don't mind me.
Okay, John, you're on.
My name's John Matthews. I'm a co-owner of the Wet Spot here in Decatur, Indiana.
Sure.
I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but we're getting ready to start our 4th annual Armed Forces Day benefit, which all proceeds go to the Homes for Wounded Warriors program, which is also, it's a not-for-profit organization, and it's for Indiana soldiers and their families coming post 9/11 with all the traumas and things that they have to deal with. The reason that we support this foundation is because absolutely nobody in the administration takes a paycheck from them. 100% of the proceeds goes to the soldiers in their homes. Up to this date, after our third annual as of last year, the Wet Spot in the community has come together and donated over $10,000 to soldiers.
Good.
It's
Oh, good deal.
between several different soldiers over each year. The organization does about 3 homes, and they'll either modify the home or actually build one from the ground up. The last one, which was built just outside of New Haven, or just inside the city limits of New Haven, I believe, the Moeller home built, and it went off with, great success, because it was so close to home. We would like to continue to support this foundation, and we were asking if we might be able to get the street, 2nd Street from Monroe Street to Jackson Street shut down again because it's growing. And on May 16th of 2015, from roughly 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or what works.
Is that the time of year you did it last year?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's always on Armed Forces Day.
Okay.
That's a revolving.
It's just really warm.
Last year it was.
Yeah.
We've had some really good luck, and I hope it holds up. The building that we have next door, south of 254, it's not up and completely running. We're not serving food and things like that out of it. It's not operational.
Which building are you talking about, John?
250 North 2nd Street, the empty one that Dave Cohn.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you purchased that. So,
Yeah, that was a few years ago. But it's, how business is so
Yeah.
process anyway.
So what was the date again, John? May
16th.
16th.
Saturday.
Got it.
And it's Armed Forces Day.
You said from 9 a.m. to when?
Roughly 9 p.m. We can have everything cleaned up and off the street by 9.
Okay.
The first year we did it, we got the approval from the council. It was a little overkill. It was new. We just didn't need it. At this point, our 4th year, it's definitely growing. We're busting at the seams a little bit. We want to make it comfortable and make it enjoyable, so we can continue to, give back to the soldiers. And this is our way of doing it.
Good deal. Great program. I officially, tonight, right now, we're at a Board of Works meeting,
Okay.
and we'll have to bring that up at the council meeting. But to be honest with you, I don't see that being a problem.
Okay.
It's just we have to do it at a council meeting instead of
I
here.
wasn't sure exactly
Hey, that's
what
fine.
tonight
That's
was.
okay.
Somebody said, hey.
If you want to hang around, you can do it tonight. If you want to hang around, or we can bring it up on our...
We have another meeting at 7:30.
At 7:30, we're going to have the...
I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
that's okay. All right.
Okay,
So what do we want to do?
Forum.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The mayor can bring it up on his...
Yeah, I can bring it under the mayor's report, I can bring it up and get permission. I really don't see it being a problem.
Run it like you did last year.
Yeah. This is your 4th year, we've allowed you to do it for 3 years.
Well, no, we didn't ask for, we didn't.
You didn't close it.
Yeah, the last 2 years we didn't, because like I said, we weren't big enough, but,
Okay, so good, I'm glad it grows, that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All righty, I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you much, John.
Have a good night.
Dan, you got here just in time. You're up. Larry, you got anything? Basketball game, I wish. No, we can't.
Then hurry up. They play Iowa. Iowa. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, we can do all of them, all we do is...
All these things are different now.
Okay, thanks. Dan's got, I'll just let him turn over to Dan here. He's got something called in-warn.
In-warn is basically a mutual aid agreement amongst the utilities across the state.
Florida and California kind of started it. This is something that I guess Bill and I thought we were already members of, and we found out recently that we're not. When there's natural disasters, major emergencies, if you're a member of NWARN, all the utilities across the state kind of know what you have and what equipment you have and what people you have available. Say we have something here, like what happened with Napanee. If that would have helped them out tremendously if this would have been going on and they were a member of it. Right away, communities could say, hey, we have backhoes, we have generators, we have operators that we can let you use. There's like a steering committee that knows what every city has and everything. So, and they're like, if they can't get in touch with people, people will get in touch with other communities for them, and they'll contact people. And then this mutual aid agreement allows you to know that you're going to get reimbursed for everything that you give up, and that's basically what this contract is. What I gave in front of John is a copy of the cities and the utilities that are members of NWARN, along with the mutual aid agreement. I was going to have Tim, if Tim wants to look over it.
Tim will look over it, I guarantee it.
Yearly fee?
No, there's not.
No brainer to me, then.
Right. And this brochure shows that like AWBA, Indiana Rural Water, all those professional organizations are members. IAC supports it, IDEM supports it, IURC. So I'm just asking to go ahead and sign up for it and be a member of it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So let's say we have a tornado hits here, then.
Right. We make one contact, and then they'll contact all the communities around this area and see what they can find for us. And we don't have to worry about that while we're doing everything else that we'd be doing at the time.
So you make one contact, tell whatever the headquarters that, hey, we need this.
Right, and they'll go find it for us and make sure it gets here. And then if, when FEMA comes in and everything, you have all that reimbursement. This is a contract to make sure that you get reimbursed for all of that. It's all in the, I don't know.
Yeah, because when you have a natural disaster, FEMA gets involved, and then they...
It's a two-way thing.
Then we're through all of that.
We're liable to be contacted,
Right.
yeah.
Right. We would be one of the first. And we kind of have agreements with Bluffton and Bern and stuff like that, but if something major happens in all this area, we have no idea. We have no idea we can get a hold of in Columbia City or...
So, yeah, what happens if Bluffton and Decatur both get hit? So it's good to have...
Right.
No brainer.
Yeah, I think it's good. It doesn't cost us anything.
Right.
Unless Tim finds something, I say we proceed.
Yeah. I looked at Tim, looked good to me.
He's a speed reader.
So, I don't want to put Tim on the spot, but maybe at the next meeting he can come back and... Okay.
We're down in the Apples, we're not.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
Yep.
You probably found out about this at the association meeting you went to in Indy?
Right.
Okay, thanks. Last time I have is, kind of leads into what Greg's going to do at the city council somewhat, but maybe we just do this at the next meeting. I was going to talk about the Schaefer building. Do you want to talk about that now, or should we wait till the next meeting?
Depends if you want it to be.
No, just do we want to proceed? What's the next step we want to do with the Schaefer building? Do we want to contact... Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Greg Kitt's in here, and Greg's going to talk to us at the city council meeting concerning a lot of things that's going on with Greater Decatur, which impacts this tower, which impacts a lot of the things that we want to get involved with. So it's probably better to put this off until the next meeting, so we won't.
Council meeting?
Yeah, the city council meeting, yeah. We'll just, yeah. And there's no rush to get anything done, really, so. I would like to move forward, though. I really don't have anything else. Anything else you want to bring up real quick?
Schaefer. The house. Craig.
Okay.
Anything there?
I talked to Steve Williams.
He's the estate
He's
attorney?
the attorney that's handling the estate. This isn't necessarily an estate matter, but he did say that he would communicate to Mr. Craig's children the urgency of moving forward with getting it sold. Because I explained to him that the mayor and council had indicated that they've given a deadline of April 1st, and if something hasn't been made definite as far as their efforts to sell the property or make significant renovations between now and then, that we're going to proceed with declaring it a public nuisance and imposing daily fines.
Okay. So you've talked to Mr. Williams,
Talked to
who is the
Steve.
attorney?
And you heard from,
And I heard back from one of the daughters, and she basically requested and asked, hey, says, I don't think we can get a lot done in the month of March because of the weather and some
Family
personal issues that they got going on in their family. So she wanted us, so could we just have another month? I said, I'm sure we can give you until the May, but you know, we'd like to have an update periodically about, hey, what your plans are. She told me she was going to sell, they were going to sell it.
Now, we can keep it up to sell it.
I don't think there's enough money.
that promise has come and gone, I think.
I would regularly see George walking, and I have not seen him.
Well, my sister lives right down the street there, a few blocks. She said she sees him walking, but she says, I don't think he lives in the house. I'm not sure where he's at. I don't, to be honest with you, I have not communicated with him. The last two emails
Right by there,
went
right,
to
there's light on.
the sisters, is who I've been talking to.
Well, I think that makes more sense.
I really think the sisters mean well. They're going to do what they think they can do.
I think it sounds like they have a hard time with him.
I do too. You kind of read between the
When
lines.
that email you got, she sounded very, very,
Frustrated with her brother.
well, no, and she sounded very normal. I mean, not you know, compared it to George, you know. Does that make sense, John?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, that to answer your question, I think we're moving forward. We may have to extend the deadline to May 1st instead of April 1st. Yeah.
Okay.
So, hopefully we'll get something done. I'm just afraid that another year will go by and we'll sit here and say we haven't made any progress, and that's kind of what I told them. I said, we don't want that. We're not going to do that again, so. Okay,
You want a motion to adjourn this
I
meeting?
think we can. We're a little early. I was going to talk about Schaefer, and I thought we'd take 15
We'll make
minutes
a
on
motion to
that.
adjourn then.
So, I'll second that.
What's,
Harry, you got a plan for the arts? You do? Good. That's what we need. You going to make a presentation on this?
We keep waiting.
Good.
We are? Good. We haven't seen him in action.
Forget, I don't know if Matt's going to be here, right, but you really do a photo op for him.
Oh, sure, definitely. Yeah, we should make that a big deal, really.
I don't remember, the one person in Congress, I can't believe it doesn't say one, I don't know if she did. Oh. She thought it was a great idea.
Ta-da!
Really?
Wanted publicity from it, so.
Yeah, well, good, good deal. They don't, you don't hear much about it, guys.
No.
Yes.
Just a heads up, just, you know, there are children that are playing in the ditch, and there's 5 of them you can't see because they're down in it. When it starts to thaw, I don't know how long the water will stay in here, and they were I just want to give you a heads up, there's no fence there, and it only takes 2 inches for a kid to drown.
I'll pass that on.
Thanks, Greg.
do their parents know they're playing in that ditch?
I have no idea. There's quite a few 12 kids, I think, over there, and it's daily. It's not, I mean, they play with it anyway, but now they have something to drown in.
Well, yeah, it looks like they're playing, not just there, but on the piles of snow that were pushed there.
Well, that's in the ditch. They were...
Hey, John, turn the recording on.
Nate? Nate?